Hey Scorpio, it's Regina here from Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut. I'm here to talk to you about the month of September using tarot and astrology for everyday living. So let's jump right in. So Scorpio, the planets are kind of like on their way to you. So it's a little bit lighter for you this month because there's not a lot going on in your sign. Although we know that on September 20th, Mars, the planet of action, is going to enter your sign where it does very well. It's considered an exalted position for Mars. Mars, the planet of action, the planet of motivation, is your original ruling planet before they discovered Pluto. So your ruling planet is showing up in your sign where it is unstoppable. Now, I wrote down some notes from the month ahead where I said, Mars in Scorpio, have you been playing by the rules? Watch your back if you've been up to no good. Scorpio tends to never forgive. Schedule a heart-to-heart with those you've done wrong. Ask for forgiveness. Mars in Scorpio can get stuff done. Yes, I have Mars in Scorpio and I love it. It's unstoppable energy, okay? If we feel that this is the right thing for us, we will go over, under, or through it to get it done. So welcoming your ruling planet. Now, we always look at what your ruling planets are doing. And Mars, we know what it's doing now. And we know Pluto is your secondary ruler, considered like a cousin of Mars. And Pluto is hanging out in the air sign of Aquarius, a fixed air sign. You are a fixed water sign, Scorpio. So you make a square, a 90-degree angle. So, there you are with Pluto, and you're going to have to get used to it. It's your ruling planet, but there's going to be a square. It's going to go on for a lot of years. I'm talking like 19 years. So you're going to have to get used to it. So it's nice that you have your original ruler in your sign. And the square, Pluto wants to bring in change and transformation. And even though you're associated with transformation and change, Scorpio, I don't think you're always the biggest fan of it. You're fixed and you'd like to keep things the same. So you're going to have to go with the flow and deal with the changes that are being shown to you. Now, you do have some nice aspects with Jupiter, the planet of luck, blessings, and expansion that's hanging out in the water sign of Cancer, making a lovely trine, a harmonious aspect with you. And that means that when we have the full moon in Pisces, this is going to be flowing harmoniously with you. So my cheat sheets here, because boy, this month has a lot going on. September 7th, 2:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a 15-degree Pisces full moon and a lunar eclipse, which is basically a full moon on steroids. It's going to be near the South Node, so we're going to have themes of the past. And I'm sorry, the South Node will be opposite it in the sign of Virgo, and the North Node will be together with the full moon in the sign of Pisces. So we're here to break some old karma. We're here to let go of things from the past. This is an intense full moon with this eclipse because lunar eclipses want to take something away. We may feel that it may feel intense and anything on weak ground may collapse, okay? So be honest with yourself, clear away dead wood to make room for new growth. Allow that to happen. Full moon in Pisces. I suggest you make some moon water. There's a short video on YouTube about moon water, but it's basically the art of putting water in a jar. I like to use a mason jar, covered in a window and picking up the rays of the full moon a couple days before, a couple days after. Since this is such harmonious energy with you, I would really take advantage of that. Now, there's a lot of planets in Virgo, and Virgo makes a nice sextile, a positive aspect with you, Scorpio. So the new moon in Virgo towards the end of the month should be harmonious. It comes with a solar eclipse that can bring us something. So you kind of got to get clear on what you want because you got luck on your side. Now, Venus is going to be in Leo. Leo's a fixed fire sign, so it squares you. But that's only till the 19th, and then it's going to move into Virgo, and it's going to sextile you. So things kind of get a little bit more in your favor later in the month, around the 19th and into the 22nd when Mars moves into your sign, all right? Make the most of this month, Scorpio. Let's roll some dice and see what we got for you. Looking for some themes here. Okay, our dice, we have Saturn in the sign of Leo in the 7th house of relationships, Libra's house. Okay, Saturn is the rules, right? Bang my hand on the table. Rules, regulations. It's like the father, the lord of the zodiac. It's all the human stuff of showing up and doing the hard work and it bringing us long-term success. Rules the sign Capricorn. So Saturn in the heart-based sign of Leo in the 7th house of relationships. So it's kind of like it can't just be all work and no play. And you have to consider others, consider the partnership. Now, Saturn, Leo, 7th house, Saturn, Leo, 7th house. All right, let's come back to that. Let's put that up here and see if that plays out a little bit, okay? So it's like Saturn feels like strict and Leo feels like joy of the heart. And 7th house, relationships, legal matters, okay? So let's see what else comes up as we place some cards on the table. Let's put some theme cards down for Scorpio. Just some general overall themes. Have not looked at any of these cards yet. Starting off with one from the Curious Travels Tarot, one from the Magical Hours Tarot. Put one from the Pastoral. This is themes for Scorpio for the month. And then we're going to go with the Spirit of the Animals Oracle and get you in, I think it's that one, Animal Spirit Guide for the month, okay? Let's see what you need to know, Scorpio, and then we'll go deeper. So we have the King of Pentacles, the King of Value, the King of Money, right there, okay? Now, if you think of him as a Taurus king, Taurus is the sign opposite you, right? So there's a lot here. And you, Scorpio, rule other people's resources, combined resources, and Taurus is all about their own resources. So we have the King of Stability, the King of Money, the King of Value here. There's no lack. That's a nice thing to see. You have the Page of Swords, some young energy. That's a big sword there. New thought, new idea, and maybe some cutting away of things that don't work, okay? It's almost like cutting back spending. That's a lot of what I see here. And then Saturn and Leo could be like wasting money on things that are frivolous or like, oh, I really love this dress and I got to buy it. Saturn and Leo. But the 7th house is saying to remember your relationships, to remember the other people. If you're partnered with somebody and you're sharing bank accounts. So a little bit about frivolous spending. Here's the 3 of Pentacles, and we've got this barn here, and they're putting up some beautiful symbols on the barn. Kind of has Amish vibes to me. 3 of Pentacles, building something, okay? So King of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. Let's see what your animal spirit guide is. You got the peacock, and it says vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Okay, and the first thing that comes to mind with the peacock is that they live a really long time. And we're looking at resources, and it's almost like planning for your future and making the plans, very Saturn-like, to live the life that you want to. And then the relationship number came up. We have 2 peacocks there. So they, it's almost like you have to plan long term. You may live a lot longer than you think you're going to. You may need to build a solid foundation now. So you may need to cut back on a few things. Okay. All right. This is the beginning of our reading. All right. Now we're going to go more into detail. And we're going to make a pile here. I've been calling it the Saturn pile because it's career, it's hard work, it's a family life, it's raising children. It's the things that you put your time and energy into, okay? Because I say that because I know not everybody is working in a career. Some people are raising kids. Some people are caring for loved ones, things like that. So this is all the Saturn-based things. Now we're going to make a Venus-based pile for love and relationships and harmony and friendship and all those kind of relationships over here. And let's put one more on that pile. Now we're going to go with our biggest obstacle this month for Scorpio. And that's going to go up here. Put 2 cards up there for the biggest obstacle for Scorpio this month. And then another pile for the biggest opportunity this month. Starting off here with the Saturn pile. And we have the Chariot. So there's full speed ahead here. Boy, those horses are running. We've got a big pile of hay there. Almost looks bigger than the Chariot itself, but they are going and they are overcoming obstacles and moving forward, okay? So there's some unstoppable energy here. We have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like the romantic of the tarot deck. It could be a creative idea, but it's being delivered to you. And the Star, which is your hopes and your dreams and the bigger picture. They're taking in the vastness of that sky, a father and son. So there's a lot here about family life. It almost kind of, these dice kind of made me feel like family life versus like your own fun personal life and versus your relationships. So we see here this almost feels like mentorship in a way. And there's some new creative ideas coming in, and there's some forward moving energy. So these are all really positive for your career, okay, or your Saturn themes. Now, let's go into the love pile, the Venus pile. And we have the Queen of Wands. Now, she's quite a fun lady. She is a fire queen. She likes to go and do and see and move about as she pleases. Here's the Seven of Pentacles, although you would think Seven of Pentacles would be very grounded, but she's up in the air on this ladder. Okay, so things haven't quite come to, not everything's grounded, not everything's clear, but things are growing. And the Hierophant, the teacher, all right, she's up on this up the stairs. She's higher up than us, okay? She's the teacher. It's almost like Sagittarius Queen here would also be a teacher. This one's watering. So you're learning through relationships. If you're in one that's not quite where you want it to be yet, things aren't really all the way grounded yet. You're still tending to this relationship. And I just want to put one more on there so I can understand a little bit more. Strength. It's a lot of power. That's what I was feeling. It was like powerful women. Got a lot of power. This is Leo energy. And I like how she's sitting down here. Down there in the pause. Is there 2 people there? No, just one person. Okay, so this is an expression of that Leo energy. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of joy. Strength rules the 5th house, Leo's house, the house of fun. It's also the house of dating, and it's the house of children. So you got a lot of fire energy, the Hierophant, Strength, and Queen of Wands. I think there's a lot of passion there, and she's just relaxing down there. It kind of feels like it's like when you're in the early stages of a relationship and you almost have to teach your partner what your needs are and where your boundaries are and how it works. That's what I'm getting from that, okay? And it looks like it leads to success. All right, I hope you relate to that. Let's go up here to your biggest obstacles. Let's see what we've got going on there. The Ace of Pentacles as your biggest obstacle. So the pentacle, sometimes can just be money. Their hand is reaching for it. Let's see what the other one is. And the 9 of Wands. So a little bit of overstimulation. Maybe you're constantly in pursuit of money. I'm going to put a clarifying card onto that Ace of Pentacles because I'm not sure what it's trying to tell me there. Here's the card it wants to be. And it's the Knight of Swords. So I think it's just the constant chase of money is a little bit overstimulating and maybe slightly exhausting for you. Maybe you need a helper, okay? Maybe you need another helper. Maybe you need to be a little bit more creative with your finances. It was coming up at first, right? Not being too frivolous, thinking about your partnerships. So, it's like those obvious human things about money and being stressed out. So you have to be aware of that. Now, let's go over here into the biggest opportunities, the moon. Ooh, the moon. It feels so mysterious. Okay, so the moon is here. It's your intuition. It's pulling on you. We know we have that full moon. We see a full moon there. Pisces is going to be trining you. So you have some opportunities there. So around the 7th of the month. And the moon, remember this chariot down here, this is ruled by the moon. So you have to trust feeling to move you forward. It's coming up here that your intuition is going to be really strong this month. And it usually is, Scorpio. It really usually is, but it seems that it's stronger. Biggest opportunity is the Ace of Cups. This is the cup of satisfaction. It's overflowing. So I think that you have some opportunities, one in love, because that's the cup of satisfaction. Two, I think your intuition is just running so strong that if you trust it, you really can overcome a lot of these obstacles and you can be creative. There's new creative ideas coming in. There's a lot of vibrancy here. Okay. And let's pull another card. Anything I missed that would be important for Scorpio to know this month? The Judgment card comes in, and I'm going to put one more down. Couldn't keep it light, could we? We had to get that Judgment card and the Queen of Cups. Okay, these are both Scorpio cards, right? The Judgment card is about laying old things to rest, and the eye there is the eye of protection. So it just didn't want to stay light. It wanted to make sure that you know that things are changing. Remember, there was a lot about change. You're going to need to go with that flow, even though I know it doesn't feel good, but it wants to bring you better things. Queen of Cups is you, a Scorpio queen. She's rising up out of the water, and it just seems to me like you're fully in your power. So make the most of this month, Scorpio. Always trust your feeling. You're going to be right, and have a great month.